video, we are going to learn how to calculate the inverse of any integer with respect to modulo m and when it exists and how to find it. The inverse of an integer with respect to modulo m plays an important role to solve the linear congruence that we are going to cover in the next video. Let's learn how to find the inverse of a modulo m. If we have any integer x, that x is called as the inverse of a modulo m if and only if ax is congruent to 1 mod m. It means if we multiply x with the integer a when divided by m and the remainder is a 1, then we say that x is the inverse of a. Let's quickly understand this concept with the help of example. Find the inverse of 3 modulo 7. It means we need to find an integer when that is multiplied by 3 and divide by 7. The remainder is 1. For what value of x this linear congruence hold, we need to find that. Let's start by hit and trial form. Take x is equal to 0, whether it satisfies this one or not. 3 into 0, that is 0, that can never be is equal to 1 as a remainder when divided by 7. X is equal to 1. 3 into 1, that is equal to 3. And it cannot be is equal to 1 as a remainder when divided by 7. X is equal to 2. So we have 3 into 2, that is equal to 6. And that can never be congruent to 1 mod 7 because when 6 is divided by 7 the remainder cannot be 1 as 6 is less than 7, or we can say that 7 does not divide 6. If we take x is equal to 3, 3 into 3 is 9, when divided by 7 remainder is 2 and that remainder is not is equal to 1. For x is equal to 4, 3 into 4, that is equal to 12. 12 when divided by 7, remainder is 5 and in that case remainder is not is equal to 1. Now if x is equal to 5, 3 into 5 is 15 and when divided by 7, remainder is 1 and even we need a remainder as of 1. It means x is equal to 5 is the inverse of 3 mod 7. Now we have some important questions. The questions are, does the inverse of any integer always exist with mod m? Answer is no, it does not always exist. There exists a condition for it. The second question we have is, hit and trial is the only way to find the inverse? No, because for the smallest number, hit and trial works very well. But for the largest number, it is very tough to predict what is the inverse of a number. So it is not a practical. So if it is not a practical for the largest number, or we can say hit and trial is not the only way to find the inverse, then what is the proper procedure to find the inverse? In this case, we have a rule, and if the inverse exists, we can use that rule and call it as the extended Euclidean algorithm. Now let's answer these questions one by one, starting with the first question, when the inverse exists with modulo n. As we said, inverse of every integer under the modulo m does not exist always. It means there exists a condition for the inverse existence. The rule is, first thing we need to check if we are finding the inverse of a with mod m, that only exists if the GCD of these two numbers is equal to 1. For example, is inverse of 3 mod 7 exist? First step is we need to find the GCD of these two numbers. So what is the common between 3 and 7? That is only 1. It means its GCD is 1. So if the GCD is 1, we can say that inverse exists. Take one more example. Is inverse of 4 mod 6 exist? What is the GCD of 4 and 6? So what is the prime factorization of 4? That is 2 into 2. For 6, it is the 2 into 3. So common factor we have 2. So GCD of 4 and 6 is 2. As that is not is equal to 1, it means inverse does not exist in this case. So this is how we can answer for the first question. Now let's take the question number 2 and 3 together. The question 2 was, is the hit and try solution is the only way? If not, what is the procedure? I have informed you that no, hit and try works only for the small number, but for the largest number it is tough and it is a time consuming to apply it. For that we have a systematically method that is called as the extended Euclidean algorithm. So what is the procedure in this case? First step, we need to check whether the inverse exists or not. Means GCD of the given two number is equal to 1 or not. If not, it means inverse does not exist. If yes, we will continue this. In this case, we need to apply the Euclidean algorithm to find the variable x and y that satisfies this condition. In extended Euclidean algorithm, first we are applying the Euclidean algorithm to check the GCD of these two numbers is equal to 1 or not. After that, we are applying the Bezout's identity that GCD of the two numbers can be expressed as the linear combination. So GCD is 1, so we can say that AX plus MY is equal to 1. Whatever the x we are getting in this case, that is the final inverse of the given number a with respect to mod m. Let's see an example how we can find the modulo inverse properly with the help of this procedure. Find the inverse of 3 modulo 7 using the extended Euclidean algorithm. Let's start with the checking whether the inverse exists in this case or not. So we have a is equal to 3 and mod 7. It means m is equal to 7. Does the inverse of 3 mod 7 exist? Check GCD. GCD of 3 and 7 is equal to 1. It means yes, inverse exists. Now we will apply the extended Euclidean algorithm. It means we will find GCD of these two numbers can be expressed as their linear combination, that is 3x plus 7y, where we need to find x and y. GCD of 3 and 7 is 1, that is equal to 3x plus 7y. So first perform the Euclidean algorithm on 3 and 7. So 7 when divided by 3, what is the quotient and remainder? Quotient is 2, remainder is 1. After that, divide 3 by the last remainder. Find quotient. So 3 into 1 plus 0. As in this case the remainder is 0, it means at the last step we have the GCD of these two numbers. From 1, we can extract the value of the remainder 1 in terms of 7 and 3. That is equal to this. Now compare this equation and the equation obtained from the Euclidean algorithm. On comparing, we get y is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 2. It means x is equal to minus 2 is the inverse of 3 mod 7. Whenever we have as a negative inverse, we need to convert it into a positive equivalent form with respect to mod 7. How we can do that? In this case, we will add the divisor, that is the 7. This is equal to 5. So the first positive number we are getting as the 5 from the set of integers, that is the inverse of 3 mod 7. Even minus 2 is the inverse of 3 mod 7, but the positive inverse in this case we have 5. We have another positive inverse, that is 5 plus 7. That is equal to 12. So if you multiply 12 with the 3, divide by 7, the remainder is 1. Because as per the inverse of 3 modulo 7, we need to find what x we will multiply with 3, and when divided by 7, the remainder is 1. So if we take here as a 12 or a minus 2, still that satisfies this congruency. But the first positive integer that is equal to 5 is the inverse of 3 with respect to mod 7. Find the modulo inverse of the 17 mod 42. It means we need to find x such that 17 into x is congruent to 1 mod 43. First step is always check whether the inverse exists or not. So what is the GCD of 17 and 43? As both are a prime number, it means the greatest common divisor between these two one is 1. This implies yes, inverse exists. So if inverse exists, first step is apply the Euclidean algorithm. We will take the largest number 43 and divide by the 17, find quotient and remainder. So when 43 is divided by 17, quotient is 2 and the remainder is 9. Then divide 17 with the last remainder 9. Find quotient and remainder. It means 17 is divided by 9. Quotient is 1 and the remainder is 8. Repeat the same procedure. Divide 9 by the last remainder, that is 8. Find quotient and remainder. Both quotient and remainder is 1. Repeat the same procedure. Divide 8 by the last remainder 1. Quotient is 8 and remainder is 0. Once the remainder is 0, in the last step we have the GCD of two numbers. We have verified the GCD is 1. With the help of Euclidean algorithm, we can express GCD as 1 is equal to 17 times of x plus 43 times of y. Here we need the value of x. Now work from the backwards. Start from here. Find the value of 1. 1 is equal to 9 minus 1 times of 8. From its previous step, we can plug the value of 8 in terms of 17 and 9. That is 17 minus 1 times of 9. Simplify this. What is the coefficient of 9? Here we have 1. Here we have positive 1. That is 2 times of 9 minus 1 times of 17. Now from its previous step, we can extract the value of 9 in terms of 43 and 17. That is equal to this. Simplify this. Find the coefficient of 43 and 17. Coefficient of 43 is 2 and the coefficient of 17. 2 minus 2 minus 4 and here minus 1. That is equal to negative of 5. Compare the equation A and B. On comparing A and B, we have x is equal to minus 5. Or we can say that the positive integer is minus 5 plus the divisor 43. That is equal to 38. Hence, 38 is the inverse of 17 mod 43. So this is how we need to find the inverse of A with respect to mod n. In the next video, we will cover why this is important to learn.